My name is Troy Parfit. I'm the author of The Devil and His Due, How Jordan Peterson Plagiarizes Adolf Hitler. And in this video, you're going to hear JP and AH in dialogue, if you will. Act 1, Scene 2. Hitler, the soul of a hero. Peterson, the soul of the hero. Hitler, the power of the soul. Peterson, the strength of the soul. Hitler, the soul of this community is suffused with a singular glowing trust and fanatical will. Peterson, your soul will reject the tyranny of your will. Hitler, human civilization sprang from the soul of a single people. Peterson, the soul-devouring uniformity of the goose step. Hitler, we will not give up the struggle for the soul of our Volk. Peterson, the fascist sacrifices his soul to the group. The thing that's interesting about being a neo-Nazi is that, you're in it, theoretically, at least as far as you're concerned, because that's the best group to be a part of. Hitler, the international maggot in the body of the nation. On putting the knife to the abscess, one immediately discovered, like a maggot in a putrescent body, a little Jew. Peterson, I've always thought of Nietzsche as a maggot in a wound. What he's doing is clearing away dead and diseased tissue so that something else can live. Hitler, the great epochs, truly great revolutionary epochs. Peterson, the great epochs, the revolutionary occurrence. Nietzsche states, great men, like great epochs. Hitler, I have always taken to heart the words of a great German philosopher, Nietzsche. A blow that does not knock a strong man over only makes him stronger. Peterson, the great 19th century German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. Hitler, Nietzsche, the greatest of our thinkers. Peterson, one of the greatest philosophers, a great thinker. Hitler, the party had to cleanse Germany of all those parasites who drank from the well of the despair of the Vaterland and the Volk. In our parts of the world, the Jews would have immediately eliminated Schopenhauer, Nietzsche. Peterson, the problem of life that presented itself to Schopenhauer. Hitler, Schopenhauer once spoke of the Jew as the great master of lies. Peterson, Nietzsche said at one point, this is the kind of statement that could be easily interpreted as fascist, and Nietzsche gets interpreted that way now and then. He said, the strength of society can be measured by the number of parasites that it can bear. Hitler, the state parasites who came to the surface of the national body through the November happenings. Peterson, he is living on borrowed time, feeding like a parasite on the uncomprehended body of the past. Hitler, we recognize the race as the fundamental element on which all life is based. Peterson, the most fundamental elements of human life. Hitler, the constituent elements belonging to the same blood. Peterson, the constituent elements of your being. Hitler, the best elements of its racial stock. Peterson, the best elements of that culture. Hitler, the Jewish character. The Jew is not only a foreign element, differing in essential character. Peterson, key elements, characters. Hitler, introduction of a foreign element into our lives. Peterson, introduce a foreign element into your house. Hitler, Vienna was honeycombed with foreign elements, especially the Czechs. The poison of foreign races was eating into the body of our people. Peterson, your body does not like it when parts of someone else's body are stitched into it. Your immune system will attack and destroy such foreign elements. Hitler, foreign germs in the national body. Peterson, Hitler was always talking about the Aryan people as pure and perfect, but also as a body, So the Aryan race was a body, and the problem that the Aryan race faced was that there were all these parasites that were attacking it. Hitler, the Jew drowns you in a flood of words. Peterson, thus the state suffers until it is suddenly flooded and swept away. Hitler, the state is only the vessel, and the race is what it contains. Peterson, to stand up straight with your shoulders back means building the ark that protects the world from the flood. Hitler, the pain inflicted upon this country. Peterson, dread and pain can be inflicted on us. Hitler, millions of Sudeten Germans suffered. Peterson, millions suffered and died. Hitler, suffering and misery. Peterson, suffering and misery. Hitler, unnecessary suffering. Peterson, unnecessary suffering. Hitler alleviates his pain to alleviate the existing overwhelming suffering. Peterson, the alleviation of unnecessary pain and suffering. Hitler, the Jews rejoiced about each supposed setback that we suffered. Peterson, Jews commemorate the suffering endured over centuries. Hitler, the genius constantly stands out from the masses in that he unconsciously anticipates truths of which the population as a whole only later becomes conscious. Peterson, the people that we think of as geniuses are people in whom the future happens first, and that usually isolates them. That's why they look like prophets, I think, in a sense. It's almost as if the future pours through them first, then out into the culture. Hitler, once again I will be a prophet. Should the international Jewry of finance succeed in plunging mankind into yet another war, then the result will not be a Bolshevism of the earth and the victory of Jewry, but the annihilation of the Jewish race in Europe. Peterson, this is Mephistopheles' credo. The world is such a horrible place intrinsically that the best thing you can do for it is to work for its eradication. Hey, lots of people accept that line of argument. I mean, like, why did the Nazis kill 6 million Jews? Well, it's hard to say exactly why, but I suspect that at the bottom of the individual psyches that participated in that sort of act was the notion that, the world is a relatively harsh and unfair place. It might not be so bad to take a little bit of revenge against it. The world has done a lot of terrible things to me. It's like, what's your attitude to that? Revenge is one. It's like, I'll show those, whatever they happen to be, I'll show those Jews. Hitler, Mephistopheles, thou full of sensual desire, a girl by the nose is leading thee, Faust, abortion, thou of filth and fire. Peterson, abortion is clearly wrong. I don't think anyone debates that. Faust trades his immortal soul to the devil, Mephistopheles. Hitler, the immortality of the soul. Peterson, no great ideological struggle presently tears at the soul of the world. Hitler, they could tear away a part of a nation to steal its very soul. Peterson, your body and soul fall into alignment. Hitler, my body and soul will serve only one goal. Peterson, so at Auschwitz there was a sign that said, "Work will make you free." It was a little joke. Not really a very funny joke. It's the kind of joke you have to be satanic is the appropriate term to conceptualize and to dare to state. Hitler, who, in such a satanic undertaking, dares use the name God. Peterson, the snake in the Garden of Eden was also Satan, the spirit of evil. Hitler, the Jew is pictured as the incarnation of Satan and the symbol of evil. Peterson, evil for the sake of evil. Hitler, evil can only give rise to evil. Peterson, it is the problem of evil. There is also the problem of evil to consider. Hitler, it is not merely a case of solving a single problem, but the removal of a whole series of evils. Peterson, the devil is arrogance incarnate. The devil, the incarnation of evil. Hitler, this evil which has infected the nations, were devils incarnate. Peterson, maybe there were hydras lurking there. You cut off one head, and even more will grow. How could you possibly cope with that? Hitler, the hissing of the Jewish world hydra. Peterson, the serpent in Eden therefore means the possibility of the unknown and revolutionary suddenly manifesting itself. Hitler, the Jews organized the revolution and smashed both Prussia and Bavaria. We had to pay with our blood for the failure to crush the Marxist serpent underfoot once and for all. Peterson, a snake does not have to be taught to strike. It's in the nature of the beast. Hitler, everyone temporized in some way or other, and instead of striking at its heart, the viper was only further irritated. the hiss from 1,000 Jewish newspaper vipers. Peterson, monsters to aid in battle, including the viper, the dragon. Hitler, this terrible danger of the Jews. Peterson, the terrible danger of snakes. Hitler, brutal action should have been taken to stamp out the vipers that battened on the body of the nation. Peterson, you understand that a mess of toothed snakes is not a good thing, and that maybe the sensible thing to do is stomp them. Hitler, concentration camps were not invented in Germany. The English invented them. Peterson, the English invented the concentration camp in South Africa. The Germans perfected it. Hitler, I considered this fact as a natural development. Peterson, I thought this was just a natural development. Hitler, I was pleased with myself. Peterson, I found myself inordinately pleased. The end. Again, my name is Troy Parfit, and I'm the author of The Devil and His Due, How Jordan Peterson Plagiarizes Adolf Hitler. Thank you for listening and viewing, and feel free to like this video and share.